the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we staying in our cell, we get fed in our cells, we don't come out our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tori? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the lines, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother, Black Power, to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. Hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Big up to you both. Thank you so much. Tori, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering, awesome. Where's Tori? Like,
I wanted to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cup. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Now, live from the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. 101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. And I'm here for the action.
And nothing but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How y'all doing out there in radio land? How y'all doing in the chat? We got another powerful show for you today. So I'm gonna need y'all to open up your ears, okay? Thank you for joining me this Thursday, February 19th, 2026. We got the Community Awards coming up. I cannot wait. Tomorrow at 5:30 p.m., we gonna be out at the 3rd Street Market Hall, Venue 3, for the Community Awards. It's gonna be powerful, Truth Nation. It's gonna be powerful. The 2nd annual Truth Community Awards. Hey, you can get your tickets. Go to 1017thetruthAwards.com. $20. Food, folks, and fun. The biggest award show of the year. Salute to our sponsors, Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Office, Steinhoffel's, Cousin Subs, 3rd Street Market Hall. It's going to be powerful. I cannot wait to see everybody tomorrow. It's going down right here in the 3rd Street Market Hall, Venue 3. We're going to be celebrating those brothers and sisters out here on the front lines. And I like to give awards to people that after the award show is over with and you got an issue, you can call them. I like that. Sometimes it be award shows and people be getting awards for black excellence and all of this, and then you can't call them for nothing. I'm just, hey, this ain't that. This ain't that. When I hand somebody something, I understand that this is a type of person that will deal with the community in a way where they're working to get resolved in their respective area. And trust me, I didn't son folks to anybody I say doing something. I know I could pile up some people that have went to them and got some outcomes. So I like that. I like that. I like that we have an award show. Like, that's why I say y'all need to come out to these events, because you can find out who's a resource, who's the actual resource for the people, for the community. Understand what I'm saying? It's no one person that runs the community. And I try to drive that home every time. Some people say, well, you know, I'm this and I'm that. No, it's a village. There's no one person that run nothing. Everybody do a little, ain't nobody got to do a lot. We got to stop all of that extra. Everybody want to, I'm this, I'm that. I'm finna run the community. Come listen to me. I'm the leader. I'm not the leader. You know, I'm here to help. Everybody say they're the leader. Call them and see if they pick up the phone. I'm asking, go call them. Anybody say, oh, I'm the leader. Let's go call them and see that they gonna do something. That's trash. Every other week is a new leader in the black community that's saying that they're going to save the people. I'm talking about ever since I was a kid, this been going on. It don't even go on in other communities. You don't see this going on in no other community but the black community. Every other week is somebody, they running things. Ain't no funnel, ain't no collective idea coming together, not even down at City Hall. They down there fighting. We got to stop taking them L's. We got to start repairing the village. It's time to repair the village. That means you get the benefit as a whole. When the village is working good, we all succeed. We have bought into this individual idea. Well, I was able to do this. I think I was able to overcome some of the obstacles in the neighborhood. I was able to do this. Okay. And salute. Ain't no blueprint on how to overcome a lot of these obstacles, so salute to you. But when you talk about the village, that didn't help the village. It probably helped the village because you ain't out here knocking nobody upside the head. But it needs to be a group idea, everybody working to restore. And the only way that's going to happen is if you'll be about that action, about your neighborhoods, be about what's going on in your neighborhoods, and understanding that the resource don't mean getting scammed. Giving don't mean getting scammed. Helping people don't mean being taken advantage of. And you gotta know how to work with the resources so you don't get taken advantage of, and hold the resource and the leadership accountable to supply the resources that you need, instead of you having to go in your pocket, or instead of you having to be in a situation where you have to lose to help somebody. We got to get back to the proper functionality of township. And that's going to start with us. That's going to start with us being able to look at situations and look at the group outcome. instead of the individual success. There's a difference. There's a real difference between your personal success and the group idea overall having a better outcome. Let's repair the village. Let's fill the holes. Let's stand in the gap. It's only good for us. Like, it's only good for the people in the village if we work to repair the village. Everybody gets a benefit that way. What you say, it sounds simple, but it's happening every day. And that's why we're having the community awards, because we're working with the people that's trying to repair the village, that's doing a little, that's becoming a resource for others so others can have something to look forward to or some help to look forward to. Everybody needs a little help. I always try to tell people, I'm not here to save nobody. That ain't me. You got to, saving people ain't my job. I help people. I get outcomes for people. That's what I try to do. But you got to save yourself. You got to kind of regroup, rethink, and reshape your ideologies and your methods so you can help save yourself. But we here for it. February 20th. This Friday, 5:30 at the 3rd Street Market Hall. The second annual Truth Community Awards. Come out, let's have fun, but we got a whole year that we got to get to grinding. You may not have got a Truth Community Award this year, but we got a whole year of active issues that we got to deal with, and you may get a Truth Community Award next year for doing the real work, for doing what you can, doing your little, which contributes to the overall development and forwardness of our community. Hey, look, when we come back, we're going to get into the show, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
And that's Tori Lowe bringing you all the action and all the smoke.
Half of American parents cannot afford diapers. Hi, this is WTMJ's Kristen Bry. This spring, WTMJ and the Milwaukee Diaper Mission are teaming up to change that. Join me for WTMJ Cares Bowling for Babies, where we will raise funds for Milwaukee Diaper Mission. Register to bowl with us on March 7th at Village Bowl in Menominee Falls. Registration is now open. Go to WTMJcares.com to sign up. Act quickly, teams will fill up fast. It's WTMJ Cares Bowling for Babies to help the Milwaukee Diaper Mission.
It is time to plan for kindergarten. Will your child turn 3, 4, or 5 by September 1st? Learn about kindergarten programs and enroll now at Milwaukee Public Schools. Explore schools offering traditional kindergarten, Montessori, and more. MPS students enjoy art, music, and physical education along with reading, writing, math, and science. Bus transportation and before and after school care are available. Attend the citywide kindergarten enrollment fair on February 21st at North Division High School. Get the details at mpsmke.com/enroll.
Calling all seafood lovers, the lobster salad sub is officially back at Cousin Subs. Fresh lobster mixed with our creamy signature mayo, topped with tomato and onion, served over crisp lettuce, and finished with a sprinkle of Old Bay. All on our fresh-baked Italian bread. It's a crave-worthy classic you can enjoy in store, online, or on the app, but only through April 5th. So catch it while you can. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about 4 walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axhousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Advocate, wanna know where to give. Whose idea was it to blast a trick? Once they get back in the way, it's over. Get 'em, John Brown, 27 standing for the home team. Hey. Neighborhood hero, post-traumatic soul scream. Hey. Advocate, wanna know where to give. Whose idea was it to blast a trick? Once they get back in the way, it's over. Tory Lowe. Gotta tell him, bro. Tory Lowe. Gotta tell him, bro. Hey. Ghetto John Brown, 27, standing for the home team. Neighborhood hero, post-traumatic soul scream. Advocate, wanna know how to give. Whose idea was it to blast a trick? Once they get back in the way, it's over.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Now, I said I wasn't going to say anything about this Epstein situation unless somebody go into jail, unless somebody get arrested. And they must have been listening. Truth Nation. Salute to everybody joining the show in the chat. Salute. Let me get my chat. Let me see who in the chat right quick. S.E. Kawanda in the chat. Salute, Kawanda. Jeff in the chat. FAM Squad in the chat. What it do? Sincere Runny Ray Real is in the chat. Okay, I said that I wasn't going to say anything about the Epstein files unless somebody going to jail. Well, lo and behold, I look up and they're saying that Prince Andrew has been arrested. Prince Andrew has been arrested, or they done brought him up on charges associated with maybe some of the Epstein situation. Well, we got video on this if you're watching and listening as we broadcast live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube. We got video. Let's listen.
We are joined now by Epstein survivor Marina Lacerda, and we should note Marina is joining us from an airport, so if you're hearing any background noise, that's why. Marina, thank you so much for coming on with us. We don't know the charges just yet, but what's your initial reaction to the arrest of former Prince Andrew?
Well, first of all, this is a huge step. There has been an arrest, right? So that means investigations will happen. And I think that's what's important here. It's important that they are taking steps. And I think that, as Americans, we need to take a look at ourselves and say, hey, what are we doing here in our country? What are we doing to take action and bring accountability? And I think this is the biggest question. But as for, former Prince Andrew, I'm, very thrilled to say this is just the beginning of what I think is going to be very big.
Hey, see, this is what I'm talking about. It can't be all these people allegedly out here. Well, I don't even know if I want to say allegedly now because they didn't already did the dump and they got all the names. So I said I was going to put this to the side because I believe they playing in our face. But we got an arrest. They ain't put out the details. But Prince Andrew has been arrested in the UK. Reese in the chat says a lot of dethroning going on in the UK. But I think this is a good move right here. I think this is a good move because this is not – now, I haven't heard anybody from the list recently that been put out there in the U.S. on that list have been arrested. But I think that now the dominoes may start to fall because Prince Andrew has been, outcasted from royalty.
Yeah, he lost his title, Tori.
Yeah, he lost his title. Now they calling him Andrew. I'm just messing with you, Andrew. But Prince Andrew, or the former Prince Andrew, has been ousted. So I hope that he stays alive to tell what he saw. I hope that he starts spilling the beans because he knows. He was in the rooms. He was around. Matter of fact, Epstein was like, "Look, I got a prince in here." He was parading him around inside the island. So what do Prince Andrew know? Reese said, if the Prince Andrew dethroned, why Trump? I don't know. They should. If Trump got some dirt and something comes out on Donald J. Trump, he need to be arrested. Just like the Clintons, just like anybody on that list, if they got real victims attached to their name, they need to be up under the jail. Simple as that. Simple as that. Ain't no configuration, ain't no stuttering. See, ain't no selective outrage because I deal with these situations. I don't even care who it is. If you dealing with people in a certain way and violating people, you need to be up under the jail. Period. No speculation. Ain't no speculation. Ain't no rationing. Understand what I'm saying? A lot of y'all that got selective outrage since the listing came out. A lot of y'all backtracking. If it's your favorite person, you backtracking on it. Oh, wait a minute. Let's investigate now. You know. Let's look into this. Hold on. Maybe they wasn't there. See, I ain't backtrack. Every last person on that list, I don't care if it was my grandmama. Understand what I'm saying? I don't care if it's you. I don't care if it's Andrew. If Andrew's on that list and there was a victim that said Andrew had did something, there's going to be a lot of rumbling up in the 101.7. We're going to be rumbling around.
Whoa.
I'm going to try to get you I'm going to try to get you down there to the 1st district. I'm just saying, anybody can get it when it comes to touching on these little kids. That's all I'm saying. Y'all got selective outrage. Y'all, well, he may not have did that because it's your favorite person. You bought it out. You done turned into a bot. Beep, 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 beep. You a bot. Yeah, you did canceled yourself. Keep that same energy for everybody. This is what I don't like. When it fits your political narrative, that's when you got all the smoke. But when it don't fit your political narrative, that's what let me know what type of person you is. That means you ain't gonna say nothing till they get you in that back room. And then now you want to come and try to fight for everybody's rights because you got violated. No, it's people out here saying what happened. Salute. I'm happy that Prince Andrew done got arrested. Now, hopefully he can tell. He can, take a deal. Hopefully they try to get him for a lot of years and he just spilled the beans and start knocking down all these dominoes.
So these misconduct charges, Tori, that he's facing in Great Britain, up to 60 years in prison.
60 years in prison. See, he gonna talk. He used to royalty. He used to sleeping on the best beds. He used to be in the 5-star hotels. He used to travel in the world on his family's expense. Now they finna put him in a cell. Okay, I bet you he started talking. I bet you he started, as soon as he spent one night, when did they arrest him? Recently? He spent a couple nights in the real jail.
Yeah, that happened this morning USA time, midday Europe time.
Yeah, so give me a couple days. Give it a couple days. Especially if he see a rat run past. If he gave him one of them old, decrepit jails. Now, sometimes they go to the real expensive jails where it look like a hotel.
I don't think he's going to an expensive jail.
Yeah. So if he get in one of them jails where you see a cockroach, I'm trying to tell you, we're going to get names by the end of next week.
Well, if I know anything from watching movies, Tori, you know the real life. I just see movies. But, like, the minute you get somebody and you start squeezing them, they start giving some names. So we could get some actual names here, not Epstein list names, like from Prince Andrew's mouth names.
Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is, if anybody would know, it would be Prince Andrew. He probably know where all the bones at. So it's one domino. Hopefully, we don't hear a report that he took his own life. Hopefully, you know, that's the story that they use with Epstein. What you say, Andrew? What happened to his victim?
So this goes back to a book that got published by one of the survivors about, I think, 7 years ago now. But she ended up committing suicide in Australia. So this is, you know, there's a lot of connections here, a lot of ties.
Minister Kevin says, would you be okay with Andrew getting immunity if he spills the beans? I don't think they would actually give him immunity, but they probably reduce his sentence. I don't think he's getting immunity, Minister Kevin. I believe that instead of 60 years, he might see freedom in about 15. I don't think he's getting immunity at all. No, he's not going. I don't believe that's going to be on the table. That's why they saying he's facing 60.
66 right now.
66 years. So what I'm saying is, okay, if you want to be out in 10, tell on your friend. Get 10 and tell on a friend. That's what, you know, that's what may happen. But look, when we come back, well, the Pop Culture Report, Truth Nation, stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
A penny saved earns you a whole new look. Nick Avani's penny sale is on now. Buy one item at the regular price and get a second item for just 1 penny. Suits, shirts, and more for mere pocket change. In honor of Black History Month, Nick Avani's is offering this incredible deal throughout February. So don't miss your chance to step out sharp for 1 measly penny. Visit Nick Avani's on the 2nd floor of Mayfair Mall before February ends. Nick Avani's penny sale. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
This Associated Bank Sports Center update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Marquette Golden Eagles battled back in the second half but came up short against number 17 St. John's on Wednesday night, 76-70. Steve the Homer True on the call.
And you'll hear the buzzer
Marquette gave it a run, led by 6 in the second half early after down 9 at half, but in the end, 16th ranked St. John's has enough.
Next up for Marquette is a matchup Tuesday night against Georgetown. The USA women's hockey team battles for gold today against Canada. Canada holds a historic edge against the United States as the reigning Olympic champs on the women's side. However, the two teams did play in a preliminary match, with the United States winning 5-0 last week. And tomorrow, the men's hockey team takes on Slovakia in the semifinals, the winner facing off against Canada or Finland in the gold medal game. This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proud supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Ain't no more getting it back. He's the one, if it's dark, he's the sun. Get you out the jam, nigga, never left us so home. If you got a dead battery, he gon' give you a jump. The leader of the pack, he be taking a plunge. Call on Tory.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Pop Culture Report brought to you by your boy Tory Lowe and Andrew. Andrew, I'll say this. Cam is always putting his foot in his mouth many times, I feel, when he talks about relationships. Now, his relationship style is he can't have a female around him platonically. He got to have it. He's not going to have just no woman friend because he's going to try to, dip in.
Yeah, he is. He's been known to dip in, Tori. He is in a lot of hot water right now on the interwebs because of the take he had on his podcast, which was that women's value get lower the more children they have.
The value of a woman, like as far as like what she's worth?
Yeah, like her worth. And the problem is in this podcast clip, he says, Tori, that this is a conversation he was having with one of his baby mamas. He was talking to one of the mothers of his children. He's got 3 of them, 9 kids. And he was saying that, the more children that these women have, the less valuable they become to society as a whole, but especially to men.
Society?
Yeah, his take
is... He even went after the meaning in society?
His take is...
Like the value drops.
His take
That's wild.
Is that you're still fine, you still look good, but the more kids you have, the more baggage you have as well. And man, oh man, he
went down a rabbit hole. Why you didn't play the rabbit hole music? So when when Cam talk, he don't get the rabbit hole. When I talk, you try to throw the rabbit hole on me.
I'm telling you, Tori, I've never seen.
I would never go down this rabbit hole because you can't estimate somebody's value according to what you feel it need to be.
Dude, I have not seen Cam Newton get roasted this hard since he didn't jump on that fumble in the Super Bowl.
Oh wow,
It is so bad. And I thought that some of his other takes, like, look, he's got some really bad sports takes. His takes on just relationships, dangerous levels.
I think that he tries to shock people through trying to talk about how he approaches things. But sometimes these athletes are delusional, especially pro athletes, because they get in the world and they get a lot of money. And next thing you know, that's not the real world. A lot of people really not with you because you're a nice guy. When you get into the point where you have millions of dollars and this person doesn't know you or didn't grow up with you or doesn't have any type of high school or grew up in the neighborhood together, you don't want to come to the realization that most women are after you because you're a check.
Yeah, no, I think that plays a very large part. But you also have to think, too, that Cam Newton has been the number one guy since he was, 17 years old, 18 years old? So it's going to be very difficult for him to have the same type of relationship with just individuals, just people, women, that you and I would have.
He's a delusional. Cam is good with getting everybody excited. I'm talking about, no, he's a champion. He won on every level. You can't take that away from him. He won in high school. He won in junior college. He won in college. He almost won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's not take the man's achievements away, but that doesn't mean he has a clear idea of spending his whole life in a world where he was catered to because he was really good at football. But now it's starting to come out that he's so far off. He's really just talking from an alpha standpoint when you look at females.
So there's another take from the same podcast, Tori, that got a lot of people's feathers ruffled as well, okay? So he said that if you have more kids, your value kind of lowers. He also said that nobody has unconditional love. You don't have unconditional love for anybody.
Well, especially for him.
Except for your parents and your children. Wives and girlfriends, not unconditional love. Which raises a ton of other questions, obviously. People are asking the question, like, if you could save somebody from a burning building, would you save your kids or your wife? Those type of questions. Girlfriend is hanging over the cliff type. But,
do we got any video on this or any audio on this?
I would do it, but there's a lot of profanity.
Okay, there's a lot of swearing on it. Okay, well, no, we can't do that.
Exactly. Well, with the uncensored version of the Tori Lowe After Dark podcast, that we
right.
got,
Well, once we get the After Dark podcast up, we'll talk about it in more detail. But I'll say this. Sometimes when you're rich, you get delusional. I got a lot of people that got money around me, and I laugh because that's their truth, though. But everybody's not making $13 million a year.
No, some of us barely make $13,000.
Okay, so from that standpoint, I'm not saying he's not wrong from his lifestyle. Everybody has different lifestyles. I mean, a poor person living next to the garbage can is not going to have a chance at getting a woman, or a slim chance at getting a woman. So everybody has a different view. That's all I'm saying. From their status in life. And from Cam's status in his mind, it probably makes sense because women are throwing themselves at him. He's on the best boats. He's having the best vacations. A lot of the women that's probably with him saw him as an opportunity to change their lives. But if he had not have done all of that, as far as football is concerned, I don't think he would have the same opinion. I don't.
It just makes me feel icky, when he says this type of stuff, Tori, because I like Cam Newton. I thought he was a great player. You're right. He won it at every single level. But, these relationships that he has, I didn't think I could sour on a professional athlete as much as I'm souring on Cam.
Cam he's entertaining as far as the sports world because he can talk about football. Football is entertainment. But in real life, he has no clue on real life, day-to-day situations like the average male, average person. And so in his world, as a person that's being looked at as a check, he's probably in his mind looking at, okay, I may not get a woman that already has 3 children. I may want I may want to sponsor a young woman with no children. Because at this point, he's just a sponsor. He's going around sponsoring the women he's with because he can.
Yeah, sponsoring not only, having these kids, but also their lifestyle too.
Well, I'll say this. He's really offending the average woman that's out here, may have had 4 different relationships, and maybe they thought that each relationship was going to do something or produce, but it didn't. They moved on to the next person and they had another kid. So he's really condemning just average life where people are living and trying to figure it out without millions of dollars. Because I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of us are not still with our high school, the person we like in high school. Some of us are not even with the person that we liked in college. So let's say you were intimate and you had a kid with the first person you was dating. The situation turned out to be abusive or not working out. So do you stop trying to continue to try to get a relationship or have a successful relationship? I don't think so.
I just think the flip side of that too is kind of weird. Like, would a woman say the same thing about a man? Like, oh, this is a low value man because he has a kid. Like,
he's a bum.
I hope not,
but women do it too. And I think that we're only talking about Cam, but a lot of people, you can't look. I'll look at a man's shoes and can tell if he got money or it's a lot of isms and schisms out here that people use to gauge who they feel is more valuable or not. But I trust me, it all comes down to money. At the end of the day, it all comes down to finances.
I got to get better shoes then, Tori. That's the takeaway I'm having right now.
Well, what I'm saying is, no matter how a person... Now, let's say this woman with 5 kids, Cam thought she was beautiful. She was an attorney, like she was in a certain status in life. He wouldn't care. I don't believe he would care. I believe he would be like, oh, man, I got to have that. Now, what he's talking about is who he wants to sponsor. And a rich male will take a girl he will walk into Burger King and see a beautiful young or 28-year-old or whatever he likes. He would take her off the cash register at Walmart or Burger King because he likes her.
I mean, we've seen Shaq do that.
Okay, so men would do that. Now, would he sponsor a woman that's a clerk that has 3 or 4 kids? He may be like, no, that's because now it's not just her I'm sponsoring. I got to sponsor her children, right?
Isn't there a Kanye song about this?
All I'm saying is in his mind, that's how he's gauging it. All I'm saying is it's delusional. That's all.
I agree with you, Tori. I think the biggest solution for Cam Newton is maybe we turn the podcast mics off on some of these takes.
Well, I guess no publicity is bad publicity. He's just trying to raise hit the bird's nest, hit the beehive. Most of these podcasts, they're trying to hit a beehive so they can go viral.
Got us talking about it.
Yeah, but like I said, I think that Cam is extremely delusional from the point where he is making millions of dollars. And that is not the average encounter. He's not having average encounters. That's all I'm saying. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more Pop Culture Report, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th for the 2nd Annual Truth Community Awards, hosted by Homer Blow and yours truly, Bailey Coleman. Celebrating individuals making a real difference in our community. Tickets are on sale now. Visit 1017thetruthAwards.com to learn more. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Cousin Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
It is time to plan for kindergarten. Will your child turn 3, 4, or 5 by September 1st? Learn about kindergarten programs and enroll now at Milwaukee Public Schools. Explore schools offering traditional kindergarten, Montessori, and more. MPS students enjoy art, music, and physical education along with reading, writing, math, and science. Bus transportation and before and after school care are available. Attend the citywide kindergarten enrollment fair on February 21st at North Division High School. Get the details at mpsmke.com/enroll.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about 4 walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
This is The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Need results. They call Tory Lowe. God, people gon' rise up. Time to let the world know. It's the Tory Lowe Show. So you know we bout that action. Haters be taking loud, but need about that action. Who ready for the smoke? However you want it, I'm with that. Tory Lowe is on the case, so it's no time to wait. So it's no time to wait. To the block, yeah, we yelling north side. Going around the clock, now it's time to pick a side.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show, Pop Culture Report, brought to you by your boy Tory Lowe and Andrew. Hey, look, Andrew, I'll say this. I'm happy that a lot of people tried to clarify the video that took place at Daytona with Michael Jordan, because this was supposed to be a great time in Michael Jordan's life, winning the Daytona 500, celebrating. Even got a photo of him like kissing the trophy like it's the NBA championship. But that didn't dominate the conversation. What dominated the conversation was a situation where Michael Jordan's team has said that he was removing ice from the back of the child's shirt. And it looked like, it was something, but with them Epstein files going on and everybody's nervous system is on high alert when it comes to this pedo situation, it kind of went in a space where they felt like Michael Jordan was inappropriately touching the young man. But I guess the young man's father has something to say now.
Yeah, Tyler Reddick is the young man's father. He went on and he said that, him and Michael Jordan have a personal relationship, Tori. Like, they know each other personally. This is just a misunderstanding. The video is taken out of context, all of those different things. He says he doesn't agree with the criticism that MJ is getting from this video. But we've gone back and forth about this, and I think that the best comparison I have, you talked about everybody's nerves being on high alert. It reminds me right after the Me Too movement, how you didn't hug any coworker ever. Now everybody's just doing a firm handshake.
Right.
That's what it feels like. I think every celebrity needs to do from here on out. Is like everything you do, be on high alert. Everything you do, don't take anything out of context. Don't make it look like there's anything out of context. Because Michael Jordan, for the last, let's call it 72 hours, last 3 days, has been dissected 7 different ways. We were talking about the Like Mike commercial from the Gatorade commercials, right? We're like, hey, that looks kind of weird. He's, what's happening in this commercial? What's going on? And people are just now taking everything out of context. They're trying to make it look worse than it actually is. It's just, it's tough to be the GOAT right now.
Well, I'll say this. Michael Jordan have done something that a lot of people were extremely excited about, which is the NASCAR. Nobody would thought a black owner would. Michael Jordan took on that task. He even sued NASCAR, and now he's winning. So that should have been the headlines. That should have been what was making his rounds. Now, I even from when I first saw that video, I couldn't believe he would even do that. First of all, as a human being, when I deal with children, I'm very cautious of touching them anywhere in any area. So if they have an issue, my brain is going to figure out how to get around, even if it's around those, lower parts, or if it's a girl in the front of her shirt, you know what I mean? Like, you got to be conscious and aware of when you take action, you got to be like, okay, even with me, even without all of this going on, like, let's say if a little kid has a stain on the backside of his pants, I'm going to tap somebody with a little bit more
relationship. Their parents,
yeah, like somebody more closer, and say, hey, look, well, you see that? I'm gonna let them know that is happening. I'm not gonna take action and get involved in that. So you got to be consciously aware right now, especially with the climate.
And I think, like, the kid's dad has to come out now and say, like, oh, no, Michael Jordan knows the kid. He knows the family, have a personal relationship. We're connected in some way. Like, Jordan isn't just, like, a family friend. He's somebody that we consider family. Again, though, the microscope is on 1,000% right now. Like, everything you do.
And Michael Jordan got to realize he's a black man, He already said he was facing discrimination in NASCAR. So now you got this video of it. What it looked like it looks like he's, if you don't understand the context, it looks weird. I understand what I'm saying. So now they're going to run with that because they didn't want him taking the mainstream spotlight in the first place.
Which is so stupid, Tori. Like, this is the dumbest thing that NASCAR could do. It kind of reminds me of the WNBA, what they were doing. Like, Michael Jordan's the biggest athlete on the planet. Like, he's the biggest brand that we've had maybe ever in sports. Wouldn't you want that guy to be an ambassador for your sport? Like, that's so dumb.
No, you can't rise above discrimination and racism in America. Like, you can't never be that top dog with the format that they have that is in America. You know, Western culture is not going to let they can use Jordan, but he can't never be that guy like that. Like, look at the Chicago Bulls. I was saying, when we was watching Save the Last Dance, who was the most powerful guy on that documentary?
You would think it'd be Jordan, but it was Jerry Krause.
It was Jerry Krause. I knew it was Jerry Krause the whole time. He had the power to put the team together and break the team up. He never dunked a basketball in his life.
Probably didn't see his toes very much either.
Okay, so what I'm saying is you got to understand positioning and power. So Michael Jordan is a threat to the positioning and the power because he's so much of a dominating figure in sports and in the world that they tried to give him a hard time where he had to sue NASCAR, got hundreds of millions of dollars.
Well, I'm glad that this is all kind of being put to bed now. Now we can enjoy Michael Jordan the first time
I think that some people ain't going to let it go. You know,
Really?
I think that some people want to see Michael Jordan down a couple notches. And they not going to stop because I saw, you know, I was asking, okay, on my page, I said, so is now they saying that Michael Jordan is a pedo now?
I saw that, yeah.
So, I mean, what y'all doing here? You know, what's going on here? So once I saw that the dad and the family was like, hey, look, they know each other. It's personal. They didn't feel no type of way. Well, if the family didn't feel no type of way, it's a wrap. If the dad is coming out saying it's no big deal, okay, you what you gonna do? Feel more than the dad about this? You can't tell me that the dad saw that video and you know, he kind of probably was like, if I was Jordan, I probably wouldn't have did it like that, but he meant no harm by it.
So what would your people on your page say, Tori?
Man, they was going in. You know?
Really?
But it was some people that I saw that, you know, hey, we got to look into this a little more. When it's your favorite person, you're not going to go in right away and say, this is what it is. You're going to try to leave room for an excuse, or you're going to try to leave room for their side of the story. But when you don't like somebody, you don't care what they side of the story because you're weaponizing the incident to fit your narrative.
So we see this a lot in sports, right, with the hero worship.
Right.
Like, this is our favorite guy. This is the guy I had a poster on in my bedroom. Like, do you think that we've kind of flipped that? Because it used to be we want to prop these guys up. We don't want to ruin the icon. We don't want to. And now it feels like the quickest way for somebody to get clicks is to, I'm going to kill your hero. The guy that you love, the person you looked up to, the guys whose poster was in your bedroom. I'm going to try to tear them down. That's how I'm going to get clicks.
Well, we're living in the anti-hero era. It was a point where we looked up to people for motivation, or like we wanted to get out here and help and be a revolutionary. Now, look at all these celebrities. They're anti everything that my grandma was talking about. You know what I mean? You know, the way that my grandma raised me. And now the people that's in front of us with the music, with the rap music, that was a conversation. Matter of fact, Doc B sent me an email about a conversation they was talking about Godfrey. The comedian was talking about on his podcast about the current rappers now, how everybody think that they're goofy, like they don't represent hip hop. They're pushing mainstream narratives, and they got far away from what hip hop truly was. And now they're just clowns. They have no substance. They have no meaning, and they're perpetuating criminal activity. And they're talking about the destruction of their own people. So, and they're being propped up for it. So I think that people are starting to look at mainstream ideas in a certain way right now, and it's kind of anti that. It's starting to become anti even that. People are trying to get back to substance, and maybe some of these celebrities, these current celebrities, going to get caught up in the mix.
Well, we talked about it yesterday, right? You said the old guards are being replaced with the new guard. Do you think that we're going to get back to that point, or do you think that ship has already sailed? Like, we're never going to go back to looking up to our heroes?
Well, I think that heroes are going to look different. I think that now it's time that the new heroes are going to have to look different. It's every so many decades it switches. So It's about right. It's about right. It's a whole new technological era coming. A lot of these people have to be pushed aside for the new era to come in. Now, I talked about this yesterday. I said that it's going to be a new wave coming through, and everybody from the old guard from the past 30, 40 years got to get knocked out of a position for the new guard or whatever that looks like to take place.
So the next Michael Jordan type figure, do you think they're going to be a good guy or a bad guy? Do you think?
I don't know.
Do you think we'll get?
I think that the families need to go back to the family idea. We have to work our way back to the original ideal of basic resource, helping each other, and development of neighborhoods, economics, and education. And that need to be the heroes. Those people that's doing that need to be the hero.
We're up against the clock. I want to ask you about Summerfest real quick, Tori. You were highlighting your teams. You were highlighting the different performances. The full lineup came out today. How excited are you?
Well, I see it's a lot of different entertainers on the Summerfest rundown. I just got this before I came in. I'm looking at it. I'm excited because, we got the biggest music festival in the country, Summerfest, and I get to do my show live from Summerfest, and many times I get to interview some of these people. But I did see that the Roots, Sean Paul, DJ Jazzy Jeff, and Rev Run from Run DMC was going to be there. Some of the people that I was interested, that I've watched over the years. I might try to go check those out because those are like the novelty ideas. I like seeing that. But there are some mainstream ideas on here. A lot of people that, do different styles of music. Post Malone, Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll just won a Grammy. I like Jelly Roll. I like some of his music. But like I said, there's different varieties, something for everybody. Is going to be at Summerfest, but I'm definitely going to check out the Roots.
Yeah, me too.
Black Thought, I think he's an underrated lyricist. Black Thought do not get the credit for his lyrical scheme in hip-hop. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we're going to have more conversation. Stay locked in.
Milwaukee business owners, this is your moment. Every Friday at 8 a.m., call in to 101.7 The Truth for What the Business Is. Tell us what your business is, where you're located, and one thing you've learned along the way. What the Business is powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game. In 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Want to protect our planet? The air we breathe, water we drink, and land we share? Real progress begins with birds. Yes, birds. The very ones we see and hear every day. On a walk, in the park, or simply out the window. That's because birds are more than birds. They're symbols, sentinels that reveal the health of our planet and our people. And by helping them thrive, all of us thrive as well. Audubon is a place where birds matter, where habitats are protected, where communities are engaged, and where change takes flight. Because at Audubon, hope begins with birds. Progress begins with birds. It all begins with birds. Audubon.
Dad's gonna be far side, good.
What should I do with my dress?
Do little wiggles. The slate's coming in. What does it feel like when you're down or having a bad day?
It feels sad, like you just don't want to do anything.
All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
I had never experienced players being so down that
they can't even participate.
He's just in tears in the huddle. I didn't know what to do.
Teachers need tons of help.
Kids Mental Health Foundation offers educational materials to help guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Low, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Low from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Low Show, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 1017 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Low Show. And we got a couple things that I wanted to cover this hour, and if you want to join the conversation, we're going to have the lines open, 833-212-1017, if you want to join the conversation this hour. But I want to head over to Detroit. I saw this making its rounds on the internet. And a Detroit teacher allegedly got fired over her rap career. They told her you had to either choose rap or, stop teaching. I don't know what her videos was like, but I guess this happened in 2024. Somebody has showed me this, and I started laughing because, we as black people, we faced with a lot of different challenges. And sometimes, she was being a teacher and then funding her rap career, from that salary. But when they gave her the ultimatum, she felt like, hey, I'm finna choose to be a rapper. Well, I guess she made a rap video about it, about the whole thing. But like I said, we some of the most creative people in the world. And sometimes you have to go, work for a little bit until you can get to your dream. I don't know what made them try to make her decide between teaching and rap, but I thought that this was an interesting situation. Once again, a female rapper, a teacher, allegedly fired over her rap career. This happened back in 2024. Somebody was talking to me. And after this, I'm gonna ask my question of the day. I got a question of the day that pertains to just kind of the ideal of this situation. But let's head over to Detroit and see what took place with this situation.
By now, Drippin' Honey's music video, Drippin' 101, has been seen by tens of thousands across numerous social media platforms. And it combines two of her passions, rapping and some of the students she's taught. That's right, a U.S. history teacher who's moonlighting as a rapper. But last month, she was forced out of her teaching job, and it started with a parent's complaint.
That's when the first meeting was with my dean and the principal, and they were just telling me like, hey, a parent said that they seen your social media and that you're a black influence because you're a rapper.
Drippin' Honey's real name is Dominique Brown. She says that the parent continued to complain even though the educator was named Teacher of the Month. Despite asking for a complaint in writing, Dominique says she never received it. And Dominique believes that she was discriminated against.
I was like, hey, well, can we tell that parent to come in and see professionalism, see me in the classroom, see me after school, see me at all the games, see me dropping kids off every day, buying food, doing all these things. Can they come see me in my element before they try to say I'm unprofessional in it?
Was there at any point anything that was brought up that said your rap career may have, the lyrics that you use may have been a bad influence on some of the students that you had?
Well, the parents would just stay anonymous, and she didn't really give too much detail on what she did or didn't like, and the school didn't give me too much detail either. Music is part of the culture. We from Motown. This is what we do. So it's not like it's unheard of. It's the culture, and when you look like me, you just understand it a little more better, that it's not that I'm trying to deter these kids from stopping their dreams.
In a statement, a spokesperson for Taylor Preparatory High School, which is a charter school, said they're aware of Brown's allegations, but student and employee privacy rights limit what they can say. The statement went on to say, quote, student well-being remains at the forefront of everything we do, and we will continue fostering a distraction-free teaching and learning environment focused on student success.
All right.
We got the story. I mean, what I'm saying is, should you be put in a situation to deny your dreams or have a job? So that's my question of the day. If you were given a choice to work a job, and maybe it's a career, or work on your dream, which one would you choose? Now, sometimes when you go work on your dream, you may not get paid. You may not get a check. But you working on your dreams, I don't think that rap paid the bills for her. But I believe that she was working on it. They put her in a situation to choose between working a job and pursuing her dream. She chose to pursue her dream, but at the same time, a lot of people get put in this situation. Do you work and try to, go that route? Or do you pursue your dreams? All I'm saying is, what would you choose? What would you choose? Would you choose to pursue your dreams? Or would you just wake up and go to work? 833-212-1017. Now, going to work may pay the bills. Going to work may keep you from being homeless. But many times when you pursue your dream, it may take some time for that to manifest, and you may not have money coming in to actually stay afloat. It's a lot of people that before they became extremely famous, they got the story that they was homeless. Because sometimes your dream don't pay like that. Your dream don't pay on Fridays. That dream check don't come on Friday like that. So if you had a choice between getting a check and pursuing your dream, which one would it be? Job or your dream? This teacher obviously chose her dream. But at the end of the day, was that the right choice? And maybe, because I haven't heard from her. How many views did this video have?
The video that they showed in that news release, Tori, has 447,000 views now.
Okay, 447,000 views. This video was made back in what?
2024.
Okay, so the video was made back in 2024. It has 400,000 views. And her name is, what's her rap name?
Drippin' Honey.
Drippin' Honey. I mean, she pursued her dream, Drippin' Honey. But many of us are working a job and chose to work instead of pursuing our passion. A lot of y'all chose family over dream. 833-212-1017. What choice did you make? Did you choose to work and maintain the family and put your dreams to the side? Or did you go for your dream and everything else suffered? I want to know. 833-212-1017. Motor Elephant says, this is where transparency is needed. If she is not doing her side gig in the classroom, there should not be a problem. Well, it looked like she had the kids in the video. She made the video with the kids in it. So she was mixing her job with what she was doing in the streets or as a dream.
I don't think you can say that she did the wrong thing because she's chasing her dream story. However, 800 monthly listeners on Spotify.
Ooh. 800. Right now she got 800 monthly listeners on Spotify?
Yeah, that's what was saying for Drippin' Honey.
So you think that, I don't know if she made the right choice or not, but 800 Spotify views is not powerful, but she still got a right to pursue her dream. That's what I'm saying. A lot of us have been in difficult situations, and we had to choose to either work and maintain or just go for it all and just pursue our dreams, and hopefully it pay off down the road. I want to know, did you have to make a choice? Are you at home right now listening to the show and you a stay-at-home mom, or you were a dad that wanted to take care of the family and you had to go to work, but you wanted to play guitar, or you had a talent that you put to the side to maintain the family or to maintain, some stability? I want to know. 833-212-1017. Did you have to sacrifice your dream for a job? Or vice versa. 833-212-1017. A lot of times we don't get to have these conversations. A lot of y'all got resentment. A lot of y'all holding it in. Y'all didn't pursue y'all dreams and y'all went and worked. And then when you got close to retirement, they cut you off. You know what I mean? They tried to slick you out of your retirement. I don't know. Some of y'all went and tried to pursue the dream, and y'all, getting 800 Spotify listens. It's not working right now. Not to say it won't crack down the line, but you may not be getting that check coming in. 833-212-1017. We got a lot of stories to cover, but my question of the day, if you had a choice to pursue your dream or work a job, which one would you choose? Which one did you choose? That's even more interesting. Hey, look, when we come back, we got Eddie on the lines. We already know he chose to paint. We're going to have more conversation when we get back. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This Black History Month, 1017 The Truth, opening up the mic to Milwaukee's youth, young boys and girls sharing what Black history means to them in their own words. I'll be reading and sharing your submissions with the 1017 The Truth audience all month long. Our voices, our stories. If you know a young person with something to say, share their message on social media, tag @ToryLowe_King or 1017 The Truth. Let's amplify their stories together.
Hey y'all, it's 1017 The Truth's Rhea Riley for Sweet Talks Medical Spa in Menominee Falls. Skip the sterile clinical office feel. Sweet Talk stays on the cutting edge of beauty and wellness innovations in a vibrant, playful space promoting self-love and confidence. Sweet Talk specializes in a range of treatments, including injectables, medical-grade skincare, weight loss, hormone therapies, and more. Not sure where to start? Sweet Talks offers comprehensive wellness consultations to create a customized plan centered around you. Because at Sweet Talks, your goals are their goals. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
In celebration of Black History Month, it's coming to Milwaukee for one amazing performance. The Sounds of Gospel Music. February 22nd at 3 p.m. at Brady Symphony Center. The anthology depicting the rich history of the evolution of gospel music. The Sounds of Gospel. Featuring some of the greatest gospel singers in the country. Tickets on sale now at mso.org/concert/The Sound of Gospel. Presented by Second Chance Outreach.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tryna do what I want, do what I feel. Sipping the lemonade, hot like a skillet. This is my town, this is my city. I'm tryna give you the scoop, like I'm McFlurry. Been in about, and it's in a hurry. Open the door for the people. I was tryna show them it's equal. How much you charge for your soul? Yeah, it's truly I know. The world is so cold.
1017 The Truth. Tori Lowe Show. We've been talking about your dreams, pursuing your dreams, or having to work. Go work and make what they say, an honest living, Andrew. That's what they try to tell you. But have y'all been in a situation where you had to choose between doing something you were really extremely passionate about, or just kind of putting it to the side, thinking later on, I may have an opportunity to do my dream? I want to know, 833-212-1017. We got Eddie on the lines.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
How you doing, Brother Eddie?
Good day, Tori Lowe. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm feeling powerful.
Well, Tori, this gal is one of my favorite. Honey Melon is one of my favorite rappers, and she's just absolutely terrific. And I think she should go for a dream.
That ain't even her name, Eddie.
Younger,
that ain't even her name, Eddie.
Oh,
here we go.
Oh, okay.
Well, we know you put your dreams to the side to become a painter.
I put my dreams to the side because I always thought I'd be the same person, and I thought I would always do it next year, another year, one more year. And then by that time, by all these years going by, I had changed as a person, and my dreams had changed. You know, Tori, I was in Los Angeles, and quite frankly, a group of Jews came up to me and said, "We're offering you a development deal." And I told them that I wasn't interested, and they couldn't believe it. They said, people come out here, they work on stand-up for 10, 15 years.
Stand-up?
Just to get the deal.
Hold on, Eddie. Hold on. Let me pause you for just a 1 second. You wanted to be a stand-up comedian.
No, I didn't. I kind of wanted to be. I knew I had the talent for it. I had the natural talent for it. But I kept going next year. I'm going to just one more year, and then I'll go out to California and I'll do it. And then, years go on, and you get older, and you get crustier, you lose your sense of humor, everything isn't so funny anymore. But I was funny enough at a Starbucks to have a group of Jews come up to me and offer me a development deal. They said they've been looking for me for months. They offered me this deal, and I said, quite frankly, I'm just not interested. And they said, nobody's not interested. I said, I'm a different man. And I'm not interested. I think people change after time. That's why if she's young enough and she doesn't have any kids to support, she should go after, her dreams, not do what I did and kind of give up on it or push it away. There are other things that are more important. All these stand-up comedians and all these rappers, how many of them really make it? Right. How many of them have longevity and don't have just one hit, and then they end up playing at some shoddy bar where 45 people show up 3 years later, right? So I think it's more important to be a good man, a good brother, a good best friend, a good lover. And, that's a lifelong thing. If a guy can be a mensch throughout his whole life, But, to be a star, how many people really maintain that? I mean, if you look at the hottest comedians just from 3 years ago, you don't even see them, just like podcasts.
Right.
The hottest 3 podcasts from 3 years ago, there's only Joe Rogan left. They keep rotating. There's no longevity in it. So I think it's better just, for me, it was better to be a mensch. But if I was a younger guy, I would have went another route. She's young enough and she doesn't have any financial responsibilities. She can do both. But you got to do while you're young, and you don't have 3 kids to feed, and that's the difference. On that note, I'm going to go. Yeah, it makes sense a lot, Tori.
Sometimes a broken clock is right twice a day.
You say that to me about 15 times a year, going on 5 years. That's like 95 times, Tori. Tori, when am I going to get my Diet Coke? All I asked for was a case of Diet Coke.
Are you coming to the community awards tomorrow? That's the only question I want to know from you, Eddie.
Oh my God! I'm going to get my COVID test back.
Here we go.
In a couple of hours.
You should have did stand up, Eddie. I think I could have managed that. I could have actually managed you doing stand up.
Breaking up.
Oh, yeah.
Bones break.
Something's really wrong with Eddie. I might have to come and get Eddie some help. Eddie is really something wrong with Eddie. All right, we got Enlightenment on the lines. Enlightenment, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing today?
Blessings, brother. Now,
hey, so
were you caught up in the situation where you had to make a choice between your dreams or your job?
And I ain't gonna lie, like I've been in that predicament for over the last 10, 12 years. It takes time to really get to where you want to get. Like you got to make a lot of choices. You got to make a lot of mistakes. You got to learn from a lot of stuff. So it's really like God prepping you for something that you want that you may not be ready for. And sometimes you got to delay the process to work these jobs. We come from a different type of place. We ain't getting no handouts. So we got to work. We gotta pursue our career. Like I met you before. I was running last year downtown. I'm a boxer. I box.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, that's right. We stood out in front of the 3rd Street Market Hall.
So I've been doing this since 2012. I've been on TV like 3 to 4 times. I've been on Fox News. I've been on Fox Sports. I've been on ESPN, CBS Sports. But it's like when we come from Milwaukee, we gotta go harder than other people because we ain't getting no handout. So over the process, you gotta work jobs, you gotta provide for your kids, you gotta provide for your families because if that's not paying the bills right now, you gotta do what you gotta do. But it's all in God's hands, and you gotta be content with knowing if it's meant to happen, then it's gonna happen, and if it's not, then it's not. But at the same time, you just gotta make the best out of any situation that you have.
I agree, and many times when we pursuing it, many times we make those mistakes trying to learn what to do to get to where we want to go, and sometimes that takes time to figure out. Because, like I said, I always tell people it's not about if you're making mistakes or not. It's about if you're trying to figure it out. Because in the process of figuring it out, you're gonna find what and what not to do.
Definitely. You got to break the cycle.
Hey, and ain't nobody handing you a blueprint on how to do it.
Fact.
But you're right. I remember talking to you. You was talking about some events that I was asking what kind of events you were trying to do and boxing and things like that. So, like I said, continue to pursue your dreams. And sometimes it's got to be by any means necessary. And I like this topic because I had to put my dreams to the side. I put a lot of my dreams to the side to help the community. I went. Before I got on the radio, I went how many years just no paycheck, no consistent paycheck? No, I've been on radio for 5 years, 17 years total. I've been in the community, so
12 years.
12 years without a paycheck of like a job. because I dedicated every day dealing with the community for 12 years straight. So I know the grind. You know, many times you have to make those sacrifices. You know, I got my career on the back end. So, hey, I feel it.
Prime of your radio career, though.
Huh?
Prime of your radio career.
Well, like I said, you know, it took all of that to even get here. So, hey, sometimes the blessing is on the back end and the stressing is on the front end. But, hey, I like to hear it because you got to make a choice. You got to make a choice. And many times something is going to suffer because it's a sacrifice. Oh, it all makes sense once it all come together. But when you walking through the valleys of the shadow of death, it's a lot going on. It's a lot of things happening that you got to overcome. So I understand it. I just know that when I brought this teacher up, she had to make a choice. And I think that many of us have been put in this situation where we have made choices. Or we have decided to say, hey, look, we got to do what we got to do right now. And if the opportunity comes for me to pursue my dreams, I'm going to take it. You know what I mean? So sometimes especially when you got responsibilities, hey, there ain't nobody trying to hear about that dream when you got responsibilities. And sometimes the dream don't pay off right away. But I have seen people who have used their dreams to manipulate people too. Oh, you don't believe in me. You don't believe in what I'm doing. You ain't trying to help me. You ain't trying to support me. But they're using it to manipulate instead of going out there and being great. When you're on the road to success, all you got to do is go work out, do what you can. Many times you got to be by yourself, isolated to pull that off. Now, I believe that if you're constantly around people talking about your dreams and you spending all that time trying to make people believe in you more than you believe in yourself, I believe you're trying to manipulate. That's just my opinion. I believe you're trying to use a sad story or, you don't believe in me to try to get what you want. When you could have really went out there and did that real work and let the person in that space, if somebody see you working hard enough, they're going to come and say something. You ain't got to convince nobody. That's all I'm saying. Go out there and do the work if you're going to do it. RC says, got to be able to finance your own dreams. And at first when I heard that, and you're right, RC, you got to be able to finance your own dreams. You got to be able to handle your own responsibility. But what I found out is time is money. You know the saying when they say time is money? Whatever you spend your time on, that's where you're spending your currency on. So if your time is dedicated to building your stuff, building your ideas, you're spending your time, which is money. See, sometimes people think that it takes cash to make it happen. No, if you strategically place your time in the right space, your time becomes currency, your time becomes money. And that's powerful to know. That's powerful to know. Now, some people are a little bit more responsible situations where they got children, they got a family, and baby need new shoes. You may have to go to work for a second. But 833-212-1017, did you choose your dream? Or did you choose to go to work or some kind of career? 833-212-1017. LaRon says, most people cannot finance their own dreams. That's what small business loans are for, investors and sometimes friends. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we got the lines open, but I got another story I want to tell. An MPS parent charged with going up to the school and trying to fight the people up in the school over a cell phone. We're going to talk about it when we get back, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Padua Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
He's the voice for the people and the community's connection to change.
Sometimes justice looks different to me. Do you want them in jail for murdering Corey Stingley? Yes, you do. Do you want them to go to trial for what they did and go through that process? Hey, you know. But at the end of the day, the men that took Corey Stingley's life, something happened to where they have to accept the fact that they did that and that they have to be labeled a murderer for a certain length of time and when it was nothing, I think that was a huge thing that happened when you had to climb mountains to get to this point. 13 years?
The Tory Lowe Show, weekdays from 1 to 4 p.m. Live on YouTube and right here on 101.7 The Truth.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
This Associated Bank Sports Center update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Marquette Golden Eagles battled back in the second half but came up short against number 17 St. John's on Wednesday night, 76-70. Steve the Homer True on the call.
And you'll hear the buzzer. Marquette gave it a run, led by 6 in the second half early after down 9 at half, but in the end, 16th ranked St. John's has enough.
Next up for Marquette is a matchup Tuesday night against Georgetown. The USA women's hockey team battles for gold today against Canada. Canada holds a historic edge against the United States as the reigning Olympic champs on the women's side. However, the two teams did play in a preliminary match, with the United States winning 5-0 last week. And tomorrow, the men's hockey team takes on Slovakia in the semifinals, the winner facing off against Canada or Finland in the gold medal game. This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proud supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You've been watching CNN, Fox News, or MSNBC. But there's a whole lot of people who know who this man is. You know what? Matter of fact, I think I better let him introduce himself. Yeah. Tory Lowe about that action. 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 Max said. Tory Lowe about that action. 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 If you win Milwaukee,
It starts with a spark at Milwaukee College Prep. That spark turns into something extraordinary. From age 3 to 8th grade, MCP nurtures brilliance, building scholars with knowledge, character, and confidence. 88% of students face economic hardship, but that doesn't define them because at MCP, every child's potential shines. With 4 campuses and 1 powerful mission, College and Beyond, Milwaukee College Prep is free, high-performing, and open to all Milwaukee families. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com to enroll or get involved. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com, where Milwaukee's future begins to shine. All right, I want to get into this story where this parent goes up to the school to try to beat the staff up over a cell phone that was taken from her daughter. And this ain't the first time I didn't heard a story like this. But we got video. If you're watching as we broadcast live, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's listen.
Friday the 13th, notoriously considered unlucky. That may be true for one Milwaukee Public Schools parent. 33-year-old Yeshiva Daniels is accused of entering Green Tree Prep Academy last Friday the 13th without permission, attacking school safety officers, and threatening to, quote, come back and shoot the expletive up. Milwaukee police say they responded to a battery in progress around 3:30 p.m. A female school safety officer told them she and another aide told a 14-year-old student she was not allowed to have her phone during the day and needed to go to class. The student allegedly became disrespectful and threatened to call people to the school. According to this criminal complaint, Daniels came into the school during dismissal and immediately started punching the female safety officer. The woman told police Daniels' daughter and 2 other students started hitting and punching her. 2 other safety officers, a male and female, told officers they tried to break up the fight but were also hit multiple times. All 3 safety officers reported pain. In this statement to families, MPS says it will take appropriate action against the student who participated. Daniels was issued a no trespass order and is now banned from school grounds. She's charged with 2 counts of battery to a school district employee as party to a crime, terrorist threats, and disorderly conduct.
Terroristic threats. Wow. See, all right, I'll say this. You know, she went up there and made a situation worse than it could have been. You know, she was going to get the phone back. You know, they don't keep the phones. I mean, or whatever the situation is, she made it, she should have been revved up. She came into the school revved up. And this is why I try to tell people, you cannot go into a place of business revved up. Even though your child is in there or even though something is going on with the school, you got to come in there with a level head because it's a business. You can't act like you out in the streets in a business setting. There are laws. You can go to jail. She got terroristic threats. Now she's sitting somewhere in the jail cell wishing that she hadn't have done it. I know she wishes she had have done it because sometimes when you are emotionally driven, after all the emotions subside, a lot of people regret that they acted out because now you got to face the real repercussions of your actions. And why would you go up into school and try to fight staff members and resource officers and things like that? For what? For what? Like, now you got tickets, fines. You got huger issues on your hands now. And now you're banned from the campus. I remember it was a situation that happened at Brown Deer High School where the mother went up there with an attitude and they banned her from coming into the school. And I was like, can you even pick your child up? Now you can't even go up there and your child is in the school, is still going to school there, and you can't even go up there to check on your child or anything. That is dumb. That is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, make it make sense. And when you go up there with the attitude, they will put these restrictions on you, especially to y'all hothead parents. I call them hothead parents. And you wonder why the kids act the way they act. Well, I'm finna come up to the school and I'm about to shut it down. No, you will never shut one of these schools down. Even look, the lead poisoning coming through the school didn't even shut the school down. Like asbestos downstairs, we had to fight to get the lead cleared out of these schools. You is not finna go up there and do nothing to these schools. Some parents going up there trying to beat the teacher up. I had teachers call me because they were assaulted by parents. That's tough. We had Dr. Tamika Johnson in the studio last week talking about this very situation. Now the parent up in there trying to swing off on people. Hey, some of y'all thinking right now when something happened up at the school, y'all get the high blood pressure and go up to the school. Calm down. Because you might end up like this parent. Domestic threats, terroristic threats. She done stepped on the Homeland Security. She became a domestic terrorist. Okay. That's sad. That's sad, Andrew. Because now she got a child that's still going. Matter of fact, while she going through this, the child's still enrolled at the school. Now the kid's looking up on the TV, seeing that your mama came in there up in the school to beat up. What kind of example is this for your children?
The charges also carry a lot of weight, Tori. Like the domestic terrorist charge right there, that's a felony. That's up to 9 years in jail, if maximum.
Wow. And what was this all over?
A cell phone being taken.
All I'm saying is that's what I thought. Is the cell phone was taken. So the parent can go up there and get the cell phone. That's what I'm saying. Be calm. You may be able to get the cell phone. Probably not at that moment, but they not trying to steal the cell phone. That's all I'm saying. It's tough. 833-212-1017. Parent went up to the school about to shut it down over the cell phone and threatened to shoot the school up, threatened to go and get the pew-pew. This too much. And then we talk about the youth acting a certain way. Well, a lot of people would allude to is coming from the house. A lot of these kids is a reflection of what's going on inside these homes. Josh in the chat says some of these parents should never had kids. These are kids in adult bodies. Kids raising kids. We got Miss Nikki on the lines. How you doing, Miss Nikki?
Good afternoon, Tori. Thank you so much for taking my call. I'm so happy that you're talking about this situation, and I just hope that you bring Dr. Tamika Johnson back on because she is a walking wealth of knowledge when it comes to dealing with trauma and school and things of that nature. But there's a level of education that needs to happen with our parents, and they have to learn how to advocate appropriately for their child, right? Because we have this ideology, and I'm saying we, from what I experienced being an educator inside of schools and dealing with parents, is that the way that we get results is by crashing out and snapping. And it's the total opposite. You don't get the results that you were looking for when trying to advocate on behalf of your child by crashing out and snapping. It happens way too often. And not saying that this parent was wrong in all aspects, right? But it's how do we get the community educated? So, especially the parents who have kids inside the schools to learn how to be a partner with the schools versus saying, hey, you the teacher, if this is all your responsibility, you have to do this, you have to do that, but then they don't hold their end of the bargain, right? Unfortunately, a lot of parents don't. There was one principal I had spoke to, Tori, and she said something that went along the lines that you just read from your comments, and is that she said that she has to teach the kids and she teach the parents how to be parents. So a lot of these teachers and these administrators are wearing triple hats because they're the parent, they're teaching the kids, they're teaching the parents, they're the social worker. There are so many different things wrapped into one. But we have to figure out how to teach our parents how to advocate for their kids the appropriate way. Crashing out, snapping, trying to go up to school and fighting is not going to get the job done.
It never has.
No, not at all.
Well, look, I appreciate you for tapping in, Miss Nikki. I told Dr. Tamika Johnson to swing back through because we got a whole conversation that we need to have when it comes to the education system. And salute to Dr. Tamika Johnson, and thank you, Miss Nikki, for chiming in. But we trying to have these conversations to educate, and many times we got to give you the gems, but you got to activate it yourself. A lot of times, my show been on for 5 years, and I try to bring actual families in and have these discussions. And many times, you got to hear what's being said, not only hear, but you got to add a lot of the things to your life. You know, nobody can make you change your mind or do something that you don't want to do. So I just came to the conclusion that some people just want to act a fool, and that's where they're getting their attention from, and it ain't nothing you're going to do to try to stop them from being in that space. But the people that want to do, I want to talk to and deal with and work with the people that want to make the adjustments, because you can't make somebody that's not listening do anything. It's kind of like a person will never get off drugs unless they go into the rehab facility center on their own, knowing that they have to make that change. If you put them in there, they may not come out the way you think they should. We have to want a better community. The moment we want to do better in our community is the minute it's going to change. So if the community not looking right, that's because we as a whole haven't agreed that we wanted it to look different. And it's just that simple. It's no big rocket science idea. You ain't got to sit around and have no meeting. All you got to do is change the mind frame to say, okay, this is where we going with it. This is what's finna happen. And presto, this is how it happens. You make it complicated, but it's really not complicated. It's that some people just don't want to do it. And then we get people in leadership that make up every excuse in the world. Sound like one of them losing basketball coaches. I ain't going to say no names, but they always explain why the loss. They only, talking, having a press conference why we losing. But the good coaches always get on the TV and talk about the inspiration and the motivation about how we winning. Understand what I'm saying? Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have more conversation. Stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This Black History Month, 1017 The Truth, opening up the mic to Milwaukee's youth, young boys and girls sharing what Black history means to them in their own words. I'll be reading and sharing your submissions with the 1017 The Truth audience all month long. Our voices, our stories. If you know a young person with something to say, share their message on social media, tag @ToryLowe_King or 1017 The Truth. Let's amplify their stories together.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com. That's truthcontests.com.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is Tory Lowe from The Truth at Educators Credit Union. Your money is powered by purpose. Educators Credit Union, community advocates driven to uplift the Milwaukee community with donations and local organizations such as Milwaukee Tool, the library, and sponsorships of events, large and small, that take place right here in our own backyard. Make the switch to ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence in the most monumental moments in our history. All month long, we're honoring the voices, stories, and achievements that have shaped our past, empowered our present, and continue to inspire our future. Tune in to Dr. Ken's Trivia Spotlight, talking powerful facts and moments you need to know. And tune into the Tory Lowe Show, our voices, our stories, amplifying the perspectives and lived experiences that define who we are. Tune in all month long as 1017 The Truth lifts up the legacy, the brilliance, and the power of Black history, because Black history isn't just history, it's happening every day. 1017 The Truth celebration of Black History Month is proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law. Now, this next story is another safety, got other safety concerns up in Kenosha, up in the Kenosha schools. There was a threat with the safety, and I want to talk about this because there's sometimes when these stories come out where this parent goes up to the school and freaks out, then all of a sudden you look over in Kenosha and they got safety concerns after somebody that made some threats at the school. Hey, what the old folks used to say, it always happened in threes. That's what they always, when you see one school story, then all of a sudden you see a couple more, you be like, okay. And it's in different areas. What's going on? Y'all got to check y'all vibration. Y'all got to check y'all frequency. Making sure that y'all on the up and up. Making sure you ain't running up to the school trying to beat up and do something extra up at the school. We got some video on this if you're watching this. We broadcast live. Let's listen.
To my stomach over all the stress and anxiety and the worries I have right now about, my kids.
Safety. As a parent, Michelle Sheely says that's what matters most when it comes to her kids.
I am a parent of a Bradford student and a parent of a Bullen Middle School student.
Both schools have been under a spotlight for all the wrong reasons these past 2 weeks. The most recent incident at Bullen Middle School. The Kenosha Unified School District says a student there made threats to shoot up the school Tuesday. Lance Middle School also received similar threats, according to police. In that case, officers arrested an 8th grade student on a referred charge of making terrorist threats.
Now both my kids are home.
Sheely's kept her Bradford High School student home since last week. This after police arrested a teen for bringing a loaded gun to the high school Wednesday. Then on Thursday, a different Bradford student was arrested for bringing ammunition to school.
You can't ignore all these red flags. And there's been too many incidences in the past week and a half to 2 weeks.
Sheely and other parents want more safety measures put in place. She even started a petition pushing for the district to implement metal detectors in schools, something school board members could be discussing as they vote on a new screening policy for students next week.
This is for their safety, and that is the ultimate number one priority right now.
All right, so this is out in Kenosha. The kids out there bringing ammo and guns to school. And right here in the city of Milwaukee at MPS, we got a parent threatening to shoot up the school. Understand what I'm saying? Now, I'll say this. When we talk about the Kenosha schools, in our schools, we got metal detectors. Matter of fact, we got the new design where now the kids don't even have to take off their book bag. And I always said, why don't the suburban schools got metal detectors? But the parents fight against it. This is why they don't have it. Because they don't want their kids to feel like they living in a prison. You know how it's a saying that MPS is the school to jail pipeline. And most of the schools are structured like, a prison system and things like that. Well, they want their kids to be more free, to be able to go outside for lunch and have different food items and a salad buffet. And, we don't want this experience to be like a prison because they know. They know what time it is. They don't want their kids to be institutionalized. They want them to have the idea that the sky is the limit. So it's in these suburban schools, it's more wide open with the kids. So they don't want no metal detector. Even though schools is getting shot up, they trying to get the metal detectors approved because, they don't want to continue to have the question, why weren't there more security measures? Some of these suburban schools should have, all of the suburban schools should have metal detectors as well. I went to North Division. Back then, I had to go through a metal detector. Well, with all these school shootings, why don't the suburban schools, if this is a serious threat, why don't they have metal detectors? We got better metal detectors in our schools than the suburbs. They don't even have them. Andrew, did you have a metal detector at your school?
Absolutely not.
Why? What's the reason? Why you feel like y'all don't have that kind of, security measure, knowing that people shooting up schools?
Honestly, we probably should have. Our front door wasn't even locked until like 2014. People could just walk in.
Right. It's more open.
Yeah.
For lunch, y'all had better options.
Yeah, off campus for sure.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, it's different once you start hitting the hood. When you start hitting it, some of that food look like what they serving at the county jail. I'm trying to tell you, some kids walk out of the school to protest lunch. I've had people call me and said, "Tori, would you come and speak for us because we're good students, but the lunch is trash." And I came. At the Obama school. They just want a decent lunch. Now, when I was coming up, the lunch was fire. You would go back and get another one. You would go back and get some extra. That's when they had the cooks, and the cooks had the net on their head and had the mole on their lip. That's when you know the food was good. When the cook had the hair net, and in the back, you would catch them, like when you go off a recess, you would look around the corner and see the cook around the corner smoking that cigarette after a hard day's work of making that lunch. Understand what I'm saying? Now you ain't got that. Now I don't know what this is. It's coming prepackaged. They just throwing it in the microwave, some of this. But when you get to these private schools and when you get to the outskirts of these suburban schools, they got more lunch choices because they know that if they can give kids a good lunch, their attitude will be better at the schools. Sometimes when the kids eat a good lunch, they feel good about themselves. When you serve them a crappy lunch, they may not have a good day that day, or they may not get that comfort inside of them that can help them get through the day. That's why I said the lunch used to be the most powerful thing that the school had when I was coming up. Now, I don't know. It's kind of extra going on. But we ain't talking about the school lunch systems in the NPS. They act like they don't know what to do. I think that's a whole situation we need to address. But, hey, LaRon Taylor in the chat says, suburban schools also have police or resource officers who are stationed at the school. We got that too. I'm just saying, but you don't see the beat down. Matter of fact, it was a girl at Vincent. Her folks just called me and said that, the police snatched her daughter wig off. I'm trying to get them to come on the show, and it's video too, but hey, when we come back, we'll have more discussion, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
Yes! We got some news for you. Sister Bailey.
Yes!
Inform Truth Nation what is coming and what they need to do.
They need to mark their calendars.
Yes!
For Friday, February 20th, for the second annual Truth Community Awards.
Read!
Hosted by Home of Love.
Yes!
And your girl, Bailey Coleman.
Talk to me!
Celebrating individuals making a real difference in our community. And here's the important part.
Yes!
Tickets are on sale now. Visit 1017thetruthAwards.com to learn more. Woo! 5:30 to 8 p.m. at Venue 3.
We gonna be there! We gonna be there! We gonna be there! We gonna be there!
The Truth Community Awards are presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Milwaukee College Prep, Cousin Subs, Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall, and the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Associated Bank. Your money works here. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 1017 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the 3rd hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And they trying to pass this bill in Wisconsin. A Wisconsin bill seeks transparency from senior care referral companies. Here we go with the seniors. There's always something going on with the seniors if y'all paying attention. That's why I try to cover these stories, because sometimes these stories fall in the cracks. But a Wisconsin bill seeks to they want transparency from senior care referral companies. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. We got video on this. Let's listen.
Oh, they got games.
Brenda Brito's mother, Shirley, is learning her way around Summit Woods Senior Community in Waukesha.
That's the community store.
Shirley moved here from Madison to be closer to family.
For me, it's about location.
For her search, Brenda used the Senior Care Referral Service, A Place for Mom. It didn't cost her anything. The service makes its money in fees paid by facilities for successful referrals.
I said, I'm not interested in getting information on anywhere that's more than a 5-minute drive for me.
Brenda says she was flooded with calls from facilities further away. She spotted Summit Woods near her son's school and wanted a referral. She didn't get one.
And the more I just got thinking about it, I thought, Okay, I see what's going on.
What she means is Summit Woods isn't part of a Place for Moms network. In other words, Summit Woods doesn't have an agreement to pay a Place for Mom a fee for placement.
I'm fishing in a limited pond, right? Versus it's not the full gamut of choices.
That's why Brenda supports a bill in Wisconsin that would require senior care referral agencies to disclose their financial ties, plus any fees paid to them by its contracted facilities.
So these facilities are paying thousands of dollars per referral when these individuals can just be contacting them directly.
The Wisconsin Assisted Living Association says 8 states have similar laws.
I think the problem is that with these referral agencies, you're not getting a full and clear picture of what you might want to be looking for.
Transparency is really important to us at A Place for Mom.
A Place for Mom says it discloses how it's paid on its website, on the phone, and in a letter. It says if a facility can't provide a specific care need, they let the family know.
We do provide feedback and guidance about what communities can do and can't do based on our knowledge.
One Wisconsin-based referral agency opposes the bill.
It does create an illusion that there is a problem.
Lauren Odeski owns Oasis Senior Advisors and says her business routinely places clients in facilities that pay no fee at all.
What this legislation does is it creates a lot more paperwork and confusion.
The services every Friday, right?
Brenda says she was steered away from Summit Woods.
In that sense, it's misdirection and it was deceptive.
All right, well, I'll say this. I wanted to get that out there because if now these people that, don't look like me having problems with referrals and things, and they trying to change the law so they can get better facilities, or these facilities are running some kind of money scam due to if they refer somebody. But I'll say this. I'm dealing with the people in my community, the elders in my community, and many times they're in some of the worst facilities for elder care. Like sometimes I have to go in there and take pictures because they got bed bug bites. I have to, it was a couple times I had to turn up on a couple of these facilities in my neighborhood. But what this woman was doing was trying to make sure they had access to all the facilities, and they didn't want to play around with, kind of only being shown the lackluster type facilities. All I'm saying is this. Our elders, we need to pay more attention to that, because if these people that don't look like me having issues and they trying to pass laws, what do you think is happening on the north side of Milwaukee with the elders? Or do y'all even care? I mean, I have to deal with it because I get the calls and I have to go and regulate on some of these facilities. But they taking the legislation route because she was looking for a place to be referred to, and she had limited access to places. So if she get limited access, what do you think happening on, around Center Street, North Avenue, Burleigh, and Capitol? But y'all, I just threw that out there. If y'all got elders and y'all looking for facilities and things, hey, y'all may want to check out, where this bill may be going, asking for transparency. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if they got a problem, if she having issues, I already know. We ain't even paying attention to none of this because we already, living in survival mode, trying to, get where we can. Some of y'all just happy that they trying to take the elder. Y'all ain't even did no research. I went in this one facility, smelled like pee. What you say, Andrew?
I've never been in a living facility that was like, ooh, peaches and cream.
Right, but I'm saying is all the good ones, they off to the side.
I've been in good ones, I've been in bad ones. They all have.
They didn't smell like pee, did they?
They all have a scent.
Oh, you saying that? Oh, wait a minute. I don't know, Andrew. Are you trying to say that that's the smell of an old elder living facility? I don't know.
I've been in a lot of.
Because I thought I smell. I'm talking about. I see it. The conditions. We was just in one of those facilities off of Silver Spring.
My grandmother was 88 when she broke her hip and had to move into assisted living, right?
Mm-hmm.
We went to like 4 or 5 of them trying to find the best one, and we put her in a really nice one.
Mm-hmm.
Did PT, was out in like a year. But man, I'm telling you, that's a smell that I'll never get out of my brain.
Oh, wow. pee. It smelled like a wet diaper.
I'm just saying, man.
All right. Well, maybe I need to go and see where you went, and then I need to take you where I just came from so you can see the difference.
So you're saying that you can tell a difference like between bad and worse?
I'm just saying. The facility, the way it's ran, people was up in there shooting dice. I mean,
what?
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Nobody's shooting dice.
I'm talking about people's. Hey.
A lot of cards.
People was going to the store like they was like, "What you people?" While I was sitting there, they didn't know who I was. People was like, "Hey, what y'all want back from the store?" Like it was just like a what? Like they just supposed to be caring for. They going to the store, everything.
Yeah, mine wasn't like that.
I'm just saying. But anyway, we gonna keep it. We gonna keep it moving. Hey, we gonna keep it moving because I want to get to this other story. Top AI researcher warns about that the world is in peril. That it's trouble in the water. Wade in the water due to AI. This is a top AI researcher trying to send us a warning. If you listen as we broadcast live, we got the warning. Let's listen.
And in the tech world, there's new concerns over the safety of artificial intelligence after the head of Anthropic's AI safety resigned this Monday. Marinak Sharma writing in a post on X that the world is in peril, and not just from AI or bioweapons, but from a whole series of interconnected crises unfolding in this very moment. And Sharma went on to say that I've achieved what I wanted to here at Anthropic, which makes the popular Claude chatbot. He added that he felt fortunate to contribute to early AI safety efforts at the company. But my next guest is Malo Borgon. He's the chief executive officer for the Machine Intelligence Research Institute. Malo, first, thank you so much for your time. But I'm curious, what was Sharma talking about when he says the world is in peril here? It's a pretty charged statement.
Yeah, I mean, so I think for a lot of people, they haven't really been exposed to how quickly and how, better and better AI systems are getting. And he's not just talking about, AI potentially taking jobs, that sort of thing. I think we need to take a step back and think about the goal of these companies, what they claim is to build superintelligence. And this means AI systems that are smarter than all of humanity combined. And the problem is that the way that we build AI today, we don't actually understand how it works. It's more like building AI systems like growing AI systems than it is kind of like actually building them in a way that we understand. And so there's this kind of fundamental challenge of how do we control something that is much, much smarter than us, that we don't understand, that might not value and care about the same things that we care about. And I think that's the fundamental challenge that he's worried about, and a lot of people who've been thinking about this problem for a long time.
All right, so I guess they trying to throw it out there. And, maybe he is disgruntled because he lost his job, too. But, when you get mad, they try to throw something out there, a little nugget. Something may be coming that, they may not can fully talk about, but they'll throw us an alley-oop. They'll throw us a live. And so I wish they would just come all the way out and say it. Because they know. They know what AI is capable of doing. I think when they sign them NDAs, they can't really say it. Because it's a lot of people, they'll come out and say something like, okay, y'all need to be paying attention, but they don't ever get into detail. And the people that are working within these chat boxes, within the AI system, I believe they make them sign an NDA, so they'll try to say, hey, they'll throw out a live and you got to catch it. Sometimes some of y'all can't dunk. Some of y'all, if I toss you a live, you might not even score the bucket. It may not go in and get the 2 points. Y'all may not be able to catch it. But that's why I play this. I mean, that's why I play these stories where people trying to, throw out them little nuggets. Hey, this may be something we need to watch out for. I'm going to do a little digging because we got a lot of these data centers going up. And I told y'all the next leadership, the next regime that we're going to get behind is going to be all dealing with technology. The old guard, to me, they trying to scrub the old guard right now. They done already discredited everybody on the Epstein list. So now moving into the next 10 years, who's going to what is the plan? I see that they are getting rid of a lot of these old dinosaurs that been in the game for a long time. It's like they kind of saying good job, but you got to get up out of here. And a lot of these people ain't gonna leave they spot, so that's why they named next to the Epstein. They didn't attach all these old guard people named to Epstein so they can move in this new situation with AI. They putting up these data centers. They're moving into the new phase of the next 20, 30, 40 years. And a lot of these old heads got to go. That's what I'm seeing. But before we go to break, this is your chance.
One call, that's all.
Hey, look, now it's your chance to be our one call, that's all Gruber Law Office 5K giveaway entry winner for today. Yes, be entered in to win $5,000 courtesy of Gruber Law Office. Be caller number 10 right now at 833-212-1017, and you'll be entered in to win $5,000 for our Gruber Law Office giveaway right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, courtesy of Gruber Law Office. Again, caller number 10 at 833-212-1017 will be entered in to win $5,000. And remember, if you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, contact Gruber Law Offices today. Visit them at gruber-law.com. For official contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence and the most monumental moments in our history. Tune in for Dr. Ken's Trivia, spotlighting powerful facts and moments you need to know. And Tory Lowe's Our Voices, Our Stories, amplifying the youth, perspectives, and lived experiences that define who we are. Celebrating Black excellence, celebrating our history. All month long on 1017 The Truth.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Many wins. Many, 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 many wins. Waiting at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This February, you could break the bank and get down with a share of $300,000 in prizes. Bust out your rewards card and play to earn entries. It all goes down with Thursday drawings. Break the bank. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
101.7 The Truth. This Black History Month, 101.7 The Truth, is opening up the mic to Milwaukee's youth, young boys and young girls sharing their Black history experiences and what Black history means to them in their own words. I'll be reading and sharing submissions right here on 101.7 The Truth all month long. Our voices, our stories. If you know a young person with something to say, share their message with me on social media or reach out to 101.7 The Truth. Go online, 1017thetruth.com. Let's amplify these stories together. Brought to you by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law. But I want to get into this story before we, get to the end of the show. This is something that I saw out of Tampa Bay. A church prophetess indicted in federal crime scheme. The prophetess, somebody with, God told him, going to jail. God gave me the vision. Going to jail. Indicted in a federal scheme in Tampa Bay. We got video on this. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Let's listen.
Well, a third person has now been indicted in the federal case against the Kingdom of God Global Church, and the church leader is facing more charges after he and his two executives were accused of operating a money laundering and forced labor operation. Let's bring in Fox 13's Kylie Jones. Joining us on our newsroom with the latest developments on this ongoing case. Kylie, what more did you find out?
Well, Mark, if you remember, that whole operation was uncovered this past summer. David Taylor is the man allegedly behind it all, and again, he referred to himself as apostle. Well, he's now facing some new federal charges related to trafficking. But we're also learning from a new indictment that a third person has been charged in this case. That is Kathleen Klein, who, according to that indictment, was known as Prophetess. The feds say Klein and Michelle Brannon, who was also arrested in Tampa Bay back in the summer, helped Taylor run call centers around the country. The FBI raided a number of those call centers, including one inside this mansion in the affluent Avila neighborhood in Hillsborough County. Court documents previously revealed the workers inside these call centers were allegedly put through mental and physical abuse, while the head honchos were spending millions of dollars in earnings on luxury items. Now, Klein is being named in those documents, and she's accused of being another enforcer of Taylor's demands and punishments. The indictment includes texts that Klein allegedly sent to the managers of a Houston center threatening heavy labor and physical abuse.
Oh, wow.
Now, meanwhile, Taylor, who's been behind bars since his arrest in August, is facing new charges of conspiracy to establish peonage, slavery, involuntary servitude, or trafficking. This new indictment accuses him of requesting and receiving sexually explicit pictures and videos from female victims within the church. The feds say some of those victims were afraid of disobeying Taylor. Now, the Kingdom of God Global Church, which was also previously known as Joshua Media Ministries, does appear to still be operating in some capacity. Last month, the church filed documents demanding its money and assets back because the church itself hadn't been charged with wrongdoing. And according to the church's YouTube page, which we checked earlier today, it's still holding Sunday services, with the most recent one being posted this weekend. Mark.
All right, Kylie.
Oh, wow. God gave me this vision. And God called me to do this work, but send your breast to my phone. You know what I mean? What? Hey. Like, okay. All right. I don't know. Like, how do you fall for this? If you read in the Bible, how do you fall for this? How you become enslaved through your spiritual beliefs? And why are these people, some of these people, when they get high and mighty and say God told them to do this and do that, why are they hypersexual? Why these people are always hypersexual people? You know what I mean? Like, okay. All right, I'll say this. A lot of this is cult. And it sounds like cult ideas. Like David Koresh on that level, where he the only one that can move around how you going to enslave somebody when they become a member of your church? But some people, they got the psychological advantage on some people. You know what I mean? It seems like when you see this type of stuff, it just makes me wonder what, even if you don't agree with the principles of the Bible, even if you are not a big fan of the Bible, where in the Bible do it says you can act like this? And then if you're following Jesus, where does Jesus say you need to have material items, cars, lavish ideas? You know what I mean? Like, that, to me, it's just confusing sometimes. And so I guess, it's bots. That's why I say when you a bot, you might end up at this church. Because you don't do no research. It's a lot of bots out here. I know there's a lot of bots running around. But you can, it's not safe to be a bot because you can end up at this ministry because they said that God told them that, I hate when people come to me and say, telling me what God told them. No, don't do that. God can talk to me. I don't know. I just wonder sometimes. It just makes me scratch my head to see people in today's times falling for stuff like this. With all the access we have to the internet, with all the research you could be doing, especially if you just reading the Bible, and if you looking at the Bible and you looking at what they doing, so where's the discernment? And then they said that he was treating people like slaves. So you followed this man that claimed that he knew God into slavery? Wow. Hey, we got Deja on the phone. How you doing, Deja?
I'm doing good, Tori Lowe.
Bless his queen.
How are you?
Fine. Hey, I'm just shaking in my head at sometimes when these people go super religion. I don't understand how they equate religion with material items and being hypersexual. I'd have been like, this ain't in the Bible.
It's not. It's really simple. It's just people who are not actually taking the word for what it is and trying to cherry pick it and twist it to their own, for their own bidding or doing.
Right.
Really, that's all it is. It's people who really are seeking, to inhabit the power of God, quote unquote, and have people follow after them and stuff like that, and have this God complex as if they're not human and dust like the rest of us, And one thing that people who are susceptible very easily to that, who don't have discernment, people will literally subscribe to that without actually having a discernment or knowledge as well to understand what a true teacher of the Word of God really is. Because a teacher, a pastor, they're not going to sit there and do anything for self-gain.
Right.
They're going to actually make sure that you're going to get saved. That's their job. So they're going to teach you the Word of God, not use it to make money and
have you sending pictures to their phone. That would be a red flag to me.
And
like,
that too.
All right, you at the church, you listening to the powerful message. All of a sudden, after the word go by, pastor tell you to send him a couple of little pictures to his phone. Like, what? What are you talking about?
That's not a pastor. That's a wolf. That's a wolf. I'm just saying. It's that simple. That's a wolf and sheep.
People talk about red flags, but I don't know if people actually reading the scriptures, or I don't know, because I would have been like, what you say again? Like, you send some pictures, like they putting people in slavery. Like they charge me for trying to put people in a slavery type condition.
Yeah, and that's really unfortunate to those people who just really lack common sense or also self-autonomy. You got to draw the line somewhere. You have to say, you know what, this don't even sound like God. What am I doing here?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, unfortunately, there are wolf in sheep's clothing who will prey on people who are truly actually trying to seek to be saved and use their vulnerability against them for their own gain. And that's unfortunate. And unfortunately, the synagogues and the churches and the pulpits, it's running rampant in there. And that actually is one of the signs for, the end. Unfortunately, yeah.
Right.
There'll be a lot of people deceived.
Wow. Well, I appreciate you for tapping in, Deja. Hey, look, this wild and crazy. I thought that people have elevated, at this point. But look, being a bot is real. Beep, 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 beep. You ain't checking the facts. You just going around just, willy-nilly. You might end up back in one of these churches, I'm trying to tell you, with your picture in their phone. Coming out the bathroom, I don't know. But look, when we come back, we going to have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
Severe flooding from hurricanes and other serious storms frequently damage cars. However, some of these flooded vehicles will end up back on car lots or for sale online, with no indication they were submerged in floodwaters. If you are in the market for a used vehicle, make sure you are buying from a reputable dealership and use the National Insurance Crime Bureau's free online VIN check service to help verify the car's history. If you suspect fraud, call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
Truth Nation, it's time once again to celebrate excellence, passion, and the power of community at the 2nd Annual Truth Community Awards, happening Friday, February 20th at Venue 3 inside the 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee. This award show will honor the unsung heroes who show up, give back, and make a positive impact in our community every single day. We are rolling out the red carpet and showing love to those who truly deserve it. Buy your tickets now by visiting 1017thetruthAwards.com. Tickets are just $20, which includes free food and exclusive Truth giveaways. Join the 1017 The Truth team for an unforgettable night of entertainment, inspiration, and community pride at the 2nd Annual Truth Community Awards on Friday, February 20th at Venue 3 in Milwaukee. The Truth Community Awards are presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Milwaukee College Prep, Cousin Subs, Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall, and the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityInvestments.com. Now that we're in the second year of President Donald Trump's second term, our team of analysts at Bloomberg Intelligence is taking stock of how some of the administration's pushback against DEI is changing the business landscape. Bloomberg Intelligence senior ESG analyst Rob Duboff says since the Trump administration took office last year, we have seen a drop in boardroom diversity. But he explained some of it might not be because there are actually less people of color, but because companies stopped talking about it.
If these companies aren't disclosing the diversity of their directors, and some of them have said they're really not, there's actually really no way to tell, unfortunately. I mean, gender's a little easier because you can still use he, she pronouns, but in terms of racial diversity, it's really difficult if the company's not telling you.
But it's not all on the White House. Many companies curbed DEI programs to avoid pressure from conservative activists. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
This Associated Bank Sports Center update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Marquette Golden Eagles battled back in the second half but came up short against number 17 St. John's on Wednesday night, 76-70. Steve the Homer True on the call.
And you'll hear the buzzer
Marquette gave it a run, led by 6 in the second half early after down 9 at half, but in the end, 16th ranked St. John's has enough.
Next up for Marquette is a matchup Tuesday night against Georgetown. The USA women's hockey team battles for gold today against Canada. Canada holds a historic edge against the United States as the reigning Olympic champs on the women's side. However, the two teams did play in a preliminary match, with the United States winning 5-0 last week. And tomorrow, the men's hockey team takes on Slovakia in the semifinals, the winner facing off against Canada or Finland in the gold medal game. This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proud supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tory Lowe. Ooh, yeah. Tory Lowe. Ooh, yeah. Tory Lowe. Ooh, yeah. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe. Say his name. The award-winning 1017 The Truth is proud to be the proud home of the Milwaukee Panthers basketball. Panthers basketball is back in action tomorrow night as UWM travels to take on the Detroit Mercy Titans in the Horizon League Showdown. Sky Warriors has the coverage starting at 5:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off is set for 6 p.m. I want to talk about this story because people are impersonating city officials and scamming nonprofits. If you're a nonprofit, why ain't you doing your homework? Because they're saying that impersonator posing as a city official scams nonprofit out of thousands of dollars. Understand what I'm saying? So how in the world are you a nonprofit and you getting scammed by a city official and you don't even do your homework? Like, are they doing background checks before they start doing business with folks? I'm just saying. We got some video on this if you're watching this. We broadcast live. Let's listen.
This area near South 31st and Statesman in Franklin will soon be a community for people with special needs.
We're a nonprofit organization that was created to develop housing for individuals with autism and other intellectual developmental disabilities.
So when Amy Hansel got this invoice requesting payment for a special use permit, the CEO of Communities of Crocus electronically paid nearly $4,000. When she didn't get a receipt, she called the city of Franklin and discovered it was a fraud.
I kind of blame myself. I should have checked, it should have been suspicious to me that the mayor's name was on it instead of like maybe the head of the planning department.
A search warrant says the sender was impersonating Franklin Mayor John Nelson and the city's planning commission.
Your reaction to someone pretending to be the mayor to extort someone out of cash?
Well, that's just the thing, extort. You're extorting from such a wonderful project like Communities of Crocus and victimizing them, and it's a bad look all the way around. It's terrible.
Hansel called her bank, but it was too late. Franklin police are now trying to get the bank records. Captain Jason Ireland says the department is waiting for the result.
People usually trust things that they believe are coming from the government, and they use that avenue in order to get somebody to give up money.
Red flags in this email. It came from this address with a suspicious @mail.com address and not an official franklinwi.gov address. Mayor Nelson says he doesn't send invoices.
It's not only it's a shame, but it really affects a very vulnerable part of society.
All right, so this is why we have these classes, like to watch out for scam emails. But, when you're running an organization, a nonprofit, I mean, when we want to be a part of the community and we want to make sure that we do our job as many times nonprofits are, they got the mission statements that they're there for whatever the mission statement says. But to me, this is on the nonprofit because you got to check before you exchange cash. That's all I'm saying. Like what those when we take those classes?
The B-No classes, yeah.
The before you know classes. Like, they teach you about the scams that could happen when you got an organization.
Man, we take those classes, and I always wonder who is, like, taking up on these scams. Now we know.
Now we know who, got hit hard. Now, I'll say this. They got so many scam tactics. Now, this one is actually, I've never seen somebody kind of impersonating a city official, because if you talking to them on the phone and you doing business and you're not, before you make the deal, I would have called the office, because if she would have called the city to, trying to double check, but I guess when you thinking it's the city, you don't think twice about it. I don't know. I know that I try to, unless it's like something I just can't see. How do you impersonate a city official?
$4,000 too.
They got that money.
Like, if it was $400, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's happened to people before. But $4,000, I sweat when I have to spend $40.
Hey, that's money that could have went to the cause, got scammed. But like I said, if y'all talking to city officials right now, somebody saying that they from the city, y'all gotta make sure y'all do y'all, if y'all nonprofits, it's a scam going on. And some of y'all want to be in with the crowd so bad, y'all want to be in with the establishment so bad, they praying on it, and they sending a fake, emails, and they scamming. You heard what the lady said, oh, I just, hey, she got. I wonder, do they take that out of her check? I don't know. Probably not.
She's got to have some insurance on that, right?
Hopefully.
Now the police are involved, I imagine she'll get the money back?
Hopefully. But, hey, if you got a nonprofit, just make sure y'all, if they talking money, that y'all doing it to where y'all can see these people. We got what? Teams now. You got ways to have the video conference. Make sure it's who they say they is.
So my grandma got hit with one of those scams.
What you mean?
So she got like the text message like, hey, Andrew needs whatever, $50.
What? Hold on, wait a minute. They used your name.
Yeah, oh yeah.
What?
So she called me and she was like, hey, did you need like $50? I said, no, Grandma, I didn't. So I'm telling you, these text scams, they're hitting everybody.
Oh, wow. And they was going to have her, what, cash app it to you?
Yup.
Wow. Look, let me tell you something. If you got a nonprofit right now and y'all sitting on some cash and y'all about to make a deal with somebody that's saying that they working for the governor's office or, the city, y'all got to double check. Y'all got to double check, because if this was successful, how many nonprofits, because once something happens and it's successful, they'll duplicate it. I don't think this was the first time they did this. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have more conversations. Stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, something big is coming. The Summerfest lineup you've been waiting for is dropping soon, and 1017 The Truth is getting you ready early. From February 16th through February 19th, we're giving you a chance to win T-Mobile 9-day power passes so you can experience it all. Listen throughout the day for your shot to win and get plugged in before the official lineup announcement. Don't miss out, the countdown is on. Only on 1017 The Truth.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axhousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Injured at work, unable to work due to health problems, or denied veteran benefits you're entitled to? Last year, Tayback Law returned over $73 million in wrongfully denied VA and Social Security benefits to people in our communities. Tayback Law celebrates Black History Month by bringing its message to 101.7 The Truth. The team is thrilled to see Milwaukee achieve this exciting new outlet for speaking truth to power. And Tayback Law is always ready to fight for you. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
In celebration of Black History Month, it's coming to Milwaukee for one amazing performance. The Sounds of Gospel Music. February 22nd at 3 p.m. at Brady Symphony Center. The anthology depicting the rich history of the evolution of gospel music. The Sounds of Gospel. Featuring some of the greatest gospel singers in the country. Tickets on sale now at mso.org/concert/The Sound of Gospel. Presented by Second Chance Outreach.
Hi, I'm Priscilla Presley. My love for animals began when I was 5 years old. That sparked a lifelong commitment to speak up for animals who can't speak for themselves. Elvis and I supported American Humane Society because your compassion can change a life. American Humane Society strengthens the bond between humans and animals. Please visit AmericanHumane.org to learn more. Thank you.
This is the Tori Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
If you ain't know, I get that pesos. Got a lot of brothers, some of them play bros. They don't wanna say it, but they hate low. They all mad 'cause I got the Tori Lowe.
101.7 The Truth, Tori Lowe Show. I want to head over. I guess this happened in Illinois. We've been talking about these dating sites. We've been talking about these dating sites and how people are using these dating sites, Tinder, to hook up. But a Milwaukee woman will not challenge the fight to be extradited back to Illinois due to meeting somebody off of Tinder, and the person ended up being unalived. We got video on this situation. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. Once again, a Milwaukee woman charged will not fight extradition to Illinois after meeting a man on Tinder. We got video if you're watching as we broadcast live. Hit that like and subscribe button. Let's listen.
Ms. Woods, you're wanted by the state of Illinois for the crime of murder in the first degree.
19-year-old Crystal Woods appeared in court Friday afternoon. She's charged by prosecutors in DuPage County, Illinois, with shooting and killing a man in Oak Brook Terrace last week.
Your attorney tells me that you wish to waive extradition and go back to Illinois voluntarily. Is that correct?
Yes. Last Wednesday, 28-year-old Obedullah Sharif was found shot in the head in his car after crashing in a parking lot in Oak Brook Terrace. Sharif was pronounced dead at a local hospital. Police found a receipt for a nearby hotel with the name of a Milwaukee woman. A witness at the hotel told investigators he spoke with Sharif the day before, who said he was nervous about meeting up with two women he met on Tinder. When checking out the next day, a witness told investigators a woman, later identified as Woods, accused Sharif of taking $200 from her. That started an argument. Woods, another woman, and Sharif were asked to leave the property. Investigators then went back through surveillance video, social media, and license plate readers. After checking out, Sharif and another car with the two women entered a parking garage about 1.5 miles away. Police connected the suspect car and two women to this apartment complex on the city of Milwaukee's northwest side, near 73rd and Dean, where Woods was taken into custody. It's unclear if others will be charged in the case. The DuPage County State's Attorney's Office tells me that it isn't going to comment further on the matter, at least until Woods makes her first court appearance there.
All right, so I got a theory on this. Because some people use Tinder as a way to, sell themselves. I would say that. This is just my opinion. Now, it looked like they was about to hook up at this hotel. Now, listen in the article, they said that the female argued that the male owed her $200. Okay, I just met you on Tinder. We at the hotel. In what way do I owe you the $200 unless some service was provided or you expected $200 from something or to get $200 to perform something? That's all I'm saying. So she can't outright say what it was that he owed the $200 for. But I'm speculating that the $200 was for something extra. If y'all following what I'm saying. So obviously they was arguing so loud that they got kicked out of the hotel. And so they drove somewhere where the guy got unalived. All I'm saying is, if they was arguing at the hotel, why didn't he go his own way and let the two girls go their own way? Maybe they drove together. I don't know what the situation was, but if they was in a heated conversation and he didn't pay the $200 or whatever the situation is, I wasn't there. Why would you drive off with them and eventually was unalive with a gun wound to the head? And they thought they got away with it because they made it from that situation all the way back to the crib, back to Milwaukee. And they had to, do license plate readers. Maybe, those cameras on the highway, they probably, followed, where they ended up. But what I'm saying is they thought they got away with it. And now she's being extradited back to Illinois for the crime. But how did they go from shooting somebody, meeting somebody on Tinder, getting into it in the hotel over $200? The $200 is questionable I'm saying it may be for services. He didn't pay up, gets unalived in the near garage. They go from that situation to getting back all the way here to Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? That was a lot going on right there from a hookup on Tinder. I don't know, Andrew.
Something smells fishy.
So, hey, Tinder is a social media where all the action is at. Oh, there's definitely action going on. But what I'm saying is, okay, and this is my opinion. I don't know. I don't know if they had hooked up at the hotel or not. But all I know is if I meet a stranger and we supposed to meet, and they say in the article that he was talking to some girls, not to some girls, but he was talking to a friend like, I'm finna meet up with these girls. He was excited. I would think that he got unalived because he didn't pay up that $200. And whatever I can speculate what the $200 was for, but I don't know. Hey.
What do you always say, Tori?
Keep your head on swivel. Hey. But also, it's another story that's kind of wild and crazy. The guy that was streaking during the Super Bowl, got out there, threw his shirt off and streaked during the Super Bowl. He got in trouble. Well, we got a situation where a naked man steals an ambulance in Wisconsin, leading police on a wild chase. To me, like, why would you maybe he was in trouble, and then, they was taking their time. He was trying to get to the hospital. I don't know. But a naked man steals an ambulance, leading police on a wild chase. If y'all watching this, we broadcast live. We got video on this. Let's listen.
Correct that. A male stolen ambulance ramp.
10-4, there is a patient in the back of it.
Emergency lights flashing, the stolen ambulance headed out of Wisconsin Rapids, swerving around tire deflation devices.
Spikes missed.
Bounding through dirt roads at a landfill and eventually onto Highway 73.
Dude is naked and looks like he's got brown long hair and a beard.
We can only imagine what the patient in the back must have been thinking as the ambulance bounced and shook and speeded down the highway at speeds topping 70 miles an hour until 20 minutes later, a tire finally deflated. It swerves off the road.
He just went northbound through a ditch, east of Polish, into a field.
After using a drone to evaluate the scene, officers can be seen cautiously approaching the ambulance with ballistic shields and long guns, the ambulance lights strobing in the distance.
Oh, wow.
Officers and deputies can be heard sloshing through the marsh as they approach.
Driver of the vehicle! Shut it off now! Come on with your hands up!
And as he emerged, it was immediately clear, at least he wasn't armed.
Hands up! Hands up!
Oh, wow.
Hands up! Turn around! Put your hands away from me!
All right. Oh, wow.
Hey.
Why is...
Someone go check on the person in the back. I got it.
The patient in the back was taken to the hospital for evaluation and treatment, while the driver headed to the Wood County Jail.
All right, so they making fun of this in the chat. They said it's the cocaine bear situation. Sometimes, but only except this guy stole the ambulance. And then, can you imagine being the guy in the person in the back?
I'm saying prayers, bro.
Wow. Somebody says meth. Could have been a reason. Why would you do this? I mean, this is just wild to me. But hey.
At least it was a nice day.
Oh, wow.
Imagine if it was like snowing.
Well, he made it out alive.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all would have been protesting if he would have got shot. Y'all, some of y'all get out here, y'all bought it out. Y'all may have had a protest for this man. All right, look. Thank y'all for tuning in to the show today. Another powerful conversation. Hey, this show, if you ain't learned nothing from this show today, you got to keep your head on the swivel. If y'all can walk away from this show today with keeping your head on the swivel, you might come out all right. Salute to everybody that joined the show in the chat. Another powerful chat. Look, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. What we got the poll. What was the end of the poll where we asked your dream or your job?
It was close. 56% said dreams.
56% said they would pursue their dreams.
Over their job, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's close. All right. Hey, look. Truth Nation, join me tomorrow for another powerful conversation. Keep your head on a swivel. Green don't always mean go and look both ways before you cross the streets. I love you. Dr. Ken Harris up next.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks. Straight